lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler.
Alright, he better be supremely racist. What up, y'all? It's your boy T, and welcome back to me. We're continuing the Content Cop Part 3. I want to finish it this time, man. No more. I think I've said everything I need to say anyway. Now I can just watch it like an actual reaction guy. Alright, here's where we left off.
Also, why the fuck does Olivia get the pass?
The pass.
I don't mind putting my friend Olivia, who's apparently my real friend, in a terribly weird, fucking uncomfortable situation where you end up getting hate for no reason.
Also, don't frame it as like other people making it hard on Olivia. You're making it hard on all of these people.
Yo, the echo chamber I was talking about, imagine being one of the crew members and you actually hate everything. You gotta understand, when you're dealing with a freaking toxic dude, or girl, okay, frick. Like, let's say Logan Paul. Let's leave me alone when I say this, okay? Everyone around him, even if they know better, they gotta bend to him. And they got to. They're not held against their will. They're not held hostage. They're not blackmailed or anything. But in a weird way, they are. It's freaking human nature. Imagine all these guys when they go home, maybe they're not even aware that their life is so much more dramatic and stressful and that they actually hate coming to work, but they do. It's a thought. It's a thought. You never know if they're freaking down and they love this.
You're making it hard on all of these people. Please acknowledge your role in this whole fucking thing. Like, it's crazy how warm Ethan is to Olivia and saying how Olivia is essentially just a victim in this whole thing.
It gets people angry at you, like, oh, how can she be friends with him?
You know what? I could say something right now. There's universal truths. I'll tell you one universal truth. Even if Idubbbz is to blame, if you ever hear someone blaming others, you have to acknowledge no matter what happens in this world, you're responsible for anything. Maybe it's a little amount. There's something you could have done. And it's a very easy truth to accept and let go of. It's very easy. It freaking dissipates everything. It makes him look so much better. And it's hard to criticize him when he does that because he's being fair. This goes back to the left versus right thing I said, bro. It's cult behavior where you're not allowed to sway away from your stance. It's freaking crazy.
Bullshit.
But me and Anissa are spineless. Ethan, your whole system is scrambled. My intention isn't to throw the employees under the bus. Like, you guys serve as the fucking foundation for calling out Ethan's hypocrisy on the whole subject. And I know that you guys have probably pushed back against Ethan over the years. How often are you supposed to do that? Do you have to do that every fucking week? It kind of seems like it. And that's exhausting. I don't want to...
That's so exhausting, bro. These dudes probably, if it is true that they're stressed in this whole H3 thing, which no, I haven't seen their side. I mean, there's so many videos to watch after this. They need to leave immediately, bro. Unless the pay's incredible. Then stay. Yeah, stay. Never mind, bro. The pay's probably insane.
It's not my fucking job to confront my boss and say, today's segment on rapists and pedophiles on Twitch was not my favorite segment to be a part of.
Yeah, friends like these.
Oh, yeah. And our other good friends.
Yeah.
Anissa and Ian. Thanks, Anissa, for standing up for your girl. I actually stood up for you so many times. Because, like, why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why
would I not? It was crazy. It depends what you stood up for. It depends what you're asking her to stand up for, bro. You don't just stand up and then have to stand up when you murder someone. I'm not saying they did that. Like, I feel like you can take my words out, bro.
Why would I not? It was crazy.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, if that's truly what you believed and you weren't just going to use it later.
Of course.
Exactly. Now, I don't know what she stood up for, but I'm pretty sure it's the fact that his girlfriend or wife or whatever was OnlyFans and all that. So she probably stood up on behalf of, just let people do what. If you believe in it, you don't use it as ammo in the future. You know, you forget about it, bro. I forgot about so much because you're so evil if you hold on to it. When you're in this life, you're going to keep losing more and more of your time, your money, your energy. Let them freaking take it. Stop holding on and keeping a freaking checklist.
Stand by you. That's insane. It's absolutely insane and disgusting. But now you choose to hang out with people that would have a problem with you if you defended me.
I'm not going to assume that Hila knows, but I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression
the Irish
and
flag?
half Irish.
I'm stupid. I thought that was India. Yo, cut that out, bro, please.
For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is very well familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel. Choosing now, out of all the times, to be like, please defend me. No, we're not.
That's a freaking fantastic point, bro. You can see a remnant, if I understood the point right, of what Idubbbz used to say back when he, dropped N-bombs and all. What he would say, his stance back then was the idea that there's so much effed up. Why is this one, or why are these words given this power and this untouchability? Obviously, his stance has changed, but it's interesting to see the core of his values, or what specifically makes him still there. You say, oh, he's changed, he became a soy boy, all this. That's not how life works, bro.
Fucking defend you.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
Do we have that
I
one?
mean,
Like,
just the other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
he looked mean. I thought he was mean just because he looked mean.
No, it's not.
So yes, you caught us. We're not gonna run to your defense when, I don't know, we follow people. We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
So,
Does he still follow me? I will check. Dang, Idubbbz, you better answer for all my crimes. Answer for my crimes. Nos vemos en Japan. Look how much I struggle. Pokemon hot take. I promise you that one wasn't intentional. I closed everything. Had you reopened closed tabs? Editor, cut all that out, okay? See, I'm a fanboy, bro. I'm a loser too. I don't sit here being like, well, I'm freaking famous now. People gotta drop every act possible. Had you reopened closed tab, bro, on a freaking Mac? Dang, it's the same. Frick you.
Follow people? We be following. That's one fucked up thing that you can say about Anissa and I is when we're on Twitter, we do be following.
so
The problem.
okay. If you want to hang out with those people and have no spine,
Hang out. Yo, don't do that. That's so demonic. Where you just level up stuff to the next level. This is the crap I was saying in politics. You level it up until you're saying some crazy extreme crap about the other side for no reason. Aren't y'all both trying to better the country? How could one side be the worst thing possible, but your side is great, and then the worst one gets elected and the country isn't falling? This is effed up, bro. Call things exactly what they are. Don't make it worse, better. The dude follows a frog user. He's not hanging out with him. How many freaking dudes am I following?
not stand up for another girl that stood up for you. And
Don't make it about girl. So this whole reaction is definitely going to be biased against H3. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge that. We're going to have to go back and forth. This is crazy. This is like a freaking anime at this point. I don't know how H3 going to bounce back in their response. Unless Idubbbz is just cherry picking and there's far more context. That is the only way. Or H3 apologizes and also, like, for some bits, and then shows receipts for other bits.
new friends.
She's friends with people like Denims.
I know.
In her chat,
Yeah,
which I'll
she's
show.
friends with
Denims
Denim.
is actually participating in this whole child protective service lie.
Yeah,
Which I'll
and if
show you
you're
guys
friends with
instead.
them, then you're seeing what they're saying.
You'll notice that Ethan and Hila start talking about this Denims character. Originally, the complaint was about my former editor. He's been chatting shit about Ethan and Hila for the past year at least. They only care about it now because I guess
It's
it was
ammo.
spoon-fed to them via their Reddit that's clearly looking out for them. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, where we are friends with Denims, but I would say it's the same level of friendship that we had with Ethan and Hila. It's like kind of an internet friendship. We think that she's a good person like we think Ethan and Neela are good people. Kind of a tricky situation. How can you possibly think that they're both good people at their core? People can have crash out moments. People can say things that they don't mean. People can say things because they want internet clout and attention. I don't know, I think they're both probably guilty of saying things that they don't mean for internet clout and attention. Right now, one's a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how you...
And you could freaking say Idubbbz making that apology video is the complete opposite. It's a glitch. Him saying, bro, F internet contention, I'm gonna piss all y'all off. That's
a little bit more fucking nasty to me than the other.
I just don't see how you can be my friend and also be friends with someone like that.
Well, you can't. So I already forgot about you.
I actually have a lot of friendships that are kind of that way, where it's like, you know, one of the friends doesn't fuck with the other friend, but there is someone in the middle who kind of fucks with both of them, but separately. Yeah, there's a lot of friendships that are like that. I'm not gonna make you guys like meet up and kiss or anything. I get it. You guys are in fucking... You're either my best friend who's deep-throating me to the base of my cock, or you are Satan. You're the devil.
You see? That's what it devolves into. The most extreme. You can't even have a freaking acquaintance. Like, I meet a dude across the street, and suddenly I'm, like, responsible because I hung out with him once.
The last thing I said to Anissa, we were texting before I ever talked about it. She's like, I don't care about this guy. He's a nobody, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, then you'll have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Mm-hmm. And then from there, the conversation ended.
She never replied.
Why does she have to... Bro, the freaking reality show I talked about last time, why do people have to participate in it? Why does it not happen until it happens on air? Bro, this whole world is demonic, man.
Ethan, you can't even phrase it in a way that doesn't make you sound like you're being coercive and shitty. Well then, you should have no problem publicly denouncing it, right? Does that sound like a friend? It kind of sounds like something a powerful villain would say.
But it was so funny how she immediately went...
Yo, that's a sick villain. Imagine a villain that's so badass, he just gets you. He just has the paper, he's like, publicly denounce it, or you're effed. Your family's effed. No, I'm not saying Ethan, bro, frick. Actually, cut that out. Cut the family F. I wasn't even thinking of Ethan. I was thinking of some, like, freaking Batman supervillain. Just cut the family bit out, okay?
Comment everywhere, like on our subreddit. She immediately had to comment like, oh, he doesn't work with us anymore. But that was it. That's all she said.
But then say that you don't
Okay, do you have anything else to say for your friends, though?
They don't gotta say anything, bro. Just say they don't work for us.
One of the reasons Anissa was so quick to clarify things in your Reddit is because your Reddit was already talking about who this editor is, and they were spreading misinformation that it was...
and so when something that could be solved privately and all becomes public, now you have to freaking publicly comment, be like, bro, can y'all stop spreading it before it gets bigger and bigger? I mean, I can understand that.
Our co-host on our podcast, Uncle Dane. So yeah, the last thing we wanted is this guy getting pulled into this mess, and you guys don't give a fuck. Would it have been nicer and more supportive to say, we don't agree with the things he's saying and we support Ethan and Neela? Sure. Like, yeah, that would have been a nicer thing to say.
Required.
Our silence means something. It means that we would like to pause this relationship until you figure your shit out.
Yes, holy frick, bro. I hate being tied to people. I freaking hate it.
Then maybe we can find a moment in time, I don't know how long it'll be, but a moment in time in the future where things are a little bit easier to broach. I don't think we need to do it right now. But you've insisted that this is an important thing to address. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me on your Instagram story. I would have been perfectly fine with you not blasting me and my wife on your podcast twice. I would be fine with you not brigading my comment section on my podcast that gets 3,000 views a week because I prefer to not do harassment campaigns and instead talk about
What was I freaking saying? What was it? Yo, bro, I'm freaking clocked on. What did I freaking say about the YouTube, the Google emails, about magic, about being bro, that's the views I want. I only want views for, you know, get some paycheck, buy Rolex or something, but, bro, chasing views is effed. This man gets 2K views, that's sick. You know when you're doing that podcast where it's coming from. Then obviously he's hoping it blows up. He's hoping it gets to a freaking 100,000, a million. But he's doing what he wants. He's not chasing the freaking reality show game. And hopefully he doesn't lose the plot along the way to where when it does blow up, it's become that. It's a very difficult line to walk, bro. To repel success, but also seek it. To repel money, but also seek it, like freaking me. Like, I don't want bad money from YouTube, but I freaking want money. I could do so much with money. But I don't want bad money. Which is why I tell y'all not to be like freaking channel members and donating crap. To me, it feel like I'm finessing y'all, you know? I remember being on the other end of donating, and I'm like, I got nothing out of this. So while knowing that, when I see people donate to me, apparently when I get DMs, they get something out of it. Just me acknowledging it apparently is huge to them. It doesn't stop the truth in my eyes. My perspective, which people don't have to agree with, which is, it feels for me like the freaking S word, the SEAM word. But that's the beauty, right? You don't have to agree. You could have the complete opposite stance, and then you don't have to hate me for it. I'm not the freaking devil.
Kiss.
Like they say something like he doesn't work for me, and I strongly disagree, and I support Ethan and Ela. The problem is
that she doesn't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually. The problem is
that she doesn't.
I'm gonna freaking run and never come back. I've seen those crazy eyes, bro. It's so scary. You can see the fuel coming straight from the emotion gland. Men and women, okay? I told you, I'm not freaking about this. And everything in between. That look scares me. That's a cool background, dude. It's a green screen, right? It's still cool.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
She actually.
She thinks they have a point.
That's the problem.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Go fuck yourself.
Wait. So her silence immediately means she's supporting the other side, but her silence means she's none of them. None of them get a side out of her.
What about your girl? This is what I'm talking about. This aggression that you're putting out into the world. What the fuck do you think we're gonna do? You think I'm gonna fucking sit on my hands when you do this shit? Like, this is nasty.
Absolutely not.
We had such a fair response to what you guys were going through. We don't support harassment. It's a bad thing, but it happens.
Yeah, remember when that freaking PokeTuber was being a piece of crap? What did I do? I immediately went live, called him up, made him get in a phone call. Man, apologized. Don't sit on your hands, man. Obviously, I can't do that all the time, but no one's coming to save you. In fact, I sat on my hands I remember everyone hated me from 2016 because I was getting the views. I sat on my hands. I let them all say the bad things. Where did it get me? Where did it get me being a freaking nice dude? Bro, no one's coming to save you. Get up and smack them. Stop them from being an ass. No, people don't have a freaking stance against me if they actually got on a call with me. It's just all the freaking reality show of YouTube. I remember PokeTubers DMing me saying, bro, your video's getting too many views. You need to change the thumbnail. It's not fair. Not PokeTubers, just one in particular. And I'm like, bro, this is so effed. And dude is pretty big, man. I know I say don't hold on to things. I did forget that. It's just while we're in topic of this, I freaking remember it.
We're perpetuating it.
You fucking propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself. Dan KKK Clancy has a similar view of Hitler.
Alright, he better be supremely racist if you just said that. That's so effed up. He better be now.
Because Dan Clancy, the Nazi, fucking anti-Semite.
You can't expect other people to stop harassing you if you continue to harass people. Have you ever been in a comment section and found someone to argue with? It doesn't stop. It can literally go on forever.
Yeah, because they've mastered the craft of how they manipulate people. You can never win against anyone. Your words are meaningless. This is universal. No one's actually on your side. They prioritize themselves some level above you to where if they want, they'll be demonic, even if it freaking F's up you. You know? They'll be demonic and wrong because ultimately they're their highest priority. It could be the most loving person beside you too. It could be the freaking comment section. There's a reason I freaking don't go online. It's been freaking years.
If you don't want to touch grass.
I mean, yeah, this was kind of like a line, what happened today, that should never be crossed, even by like the most cynical, toxic people. It's going to have ramifications in terms of how...
What line is further than calling people freaking the N, not that N-word, but the nationalist N-word, Bitler? Is there a freaking line past that? The line in the sand is past that. What's the line? What was the crap said?
I conduct myself in terms of these Fairweather friends who are, you know, so happy to be friends as long as they're getting something out of it.
Ethan, that is a rich thing to say. Like, you're the H3 podcast, okay? There's a lot of friends of the show. There's even more Fairweather friends of the show. Let's not...
I don't even know what Fairweather is.
Let's not get into this shit, okay? That is so bizarre and insulting to suggest that I was only ever being friends with you to get something out of it.
Oh, that's what he just said. I didn't even clock, bro.
It's been pleasant hanging out with you. I've enjoyed your content over the years. And as of late, it's gotten really fucking shitty.
Yeah, so go fuck yourself.
I agree.
Who else? Who else do we want to burn today?
Who else do we want to burn today? You're making it so fucking obvious that this is your emotional dumping ground. It's horrible. This is not what podcasts are. There was a way to approach this to say like, yeah, we feel hurt by you guys not saying something. You've decided to do the extra thing and attack. Now, in fairness, I am attacking back, but I feel very insulted and I feel defensive, like I am speaking up for a lot of people who have problems with you and a lot of people who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
It's so easy to be anti...
Honestly, your person making the video doesn't have to be about any of the other viewers. It could be specifically freaking you having to defend yourself because you're being insulted online. Like, you can't even have your own peace. Now you have to defend yourself. You don't even have to make it about other people wanting to stand up for them as well who don't like what HG's doing. Bro, let that crap play out. Just stand up for yourself.
Who have been on the receiving end of your harassment.
Oh, he's talking about receiving end, not just viewers.
It's easy to be anti-racist. Everybody's anti-racist. Racism is the worst thing in the world, right? We fucking hate racists. Fuck racists.
Microaggressions.
The minute that they actually have to stick their neck out for somebody, the minute they have to actually risk something to put themselves in under scrutiny, to sacrifice something personally to stand up for racism, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I don't want to get involved.
And that's drama.
How much do you care?
I don't do drama.
How much
Sorry.
do you actually...
First off, you said the word yourself, sacrifice. He can stay quiet or sacrifice something out of his current life's paradigm. What if he's at peace? You think he stands up for racism and it gets solved? No good deed goes unpunished. You don't just sit there helping everyone. I would love to. I freaking did it and clear. Everyone has done it in their life and it doesn't work. The whole point of life is understanding the good things you want to do. Because if you do good things to everyone, you freaking die.
You care if you're... Isn't that the whole point? Like...
I realize that Ethan and Hila are more scared now than they've probably ever been. I feel like anti-Semitism is a thought in their heads now more than ever. And it's not completely unjust.
If it's genuinely a thought in their head, bro, that's so sad. Like, I have compassion for them.
And it's not completely unjustified to be thinking about that sometimes. You guys are just hurt and you're kind of like dancing around and making very like loose, poorly thought out analogies for something that doesn't even apply to us. It's like Like, me making this video is the standing up for something, and it's saying, fuck you, you guys are being bad. You know, I don't think you're bad people, but you're being bad. You're behaving poorly.
Exactly.
You're hurting people.
I mean, go back
I
to
don't
the
think
civil
they're
rights.
bad people either, man. It takes quite a bit to be an actual bad person, though. I do think everyone's a demon inside. Come on, I used to watch their content. You could see where the good was.
You think that the people who are like the white kids who are protesting with the black students, you think that they were just like not risking anything? Those
Right.
kids who are marching with the black students and
Bro, stop making people have to risk something, man.
So in Ethan's analogy, he's the black student and I'm the white student.
Who's supposed
but
to.
I'm the white student that's not, you know, marching by his side. I'm not doing the difficult thing. You're gonna have to march on your own, black student.
marching with the black students and
I mean, why is it inspiring? Why is it inspiring?
well, and it's the same thing to bring it back to Hassan just because, but it kind of is the same thing. Like I was thinking about going to Gaza
Yeah.
until I found out it's
Until
dangerous. He's a total performative activist that doesn't give a single fuck about the cause.
Ah, it's been performed exquisitely. Harassing one person and seamlessly transitioning into harassing another one. If anyone's been watching for the past fucking year, I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of your feelings about Hassan.
Like people like Anissa are the perfect example because she's friends with these people. She's friends with Denims. Denims is streaming this story about our
I'll
kid
show that, yeah.
getting Giarda from the dog, whatever.
Bro, this whole friend thing is confusing to even start with. You have to be fully in sync and agree with your friend, or else you shouldn't be friends with them. I've never met a person in my life that I fully agree with. I can't have a friend then?
I'm sorry, I'll accept this take, this position from anyone except you guys. You have laid the groundwork for this type of streaming, which is watching people's shit and giving your unfiltered reaction to it. Why would you expect Anissa, of all people, to say something to Denims? Okay, so by that logic, we should be saying shit to you guys all the time. But I have a feeling you guys wouldn't like if we said shit like that to you all the time. Yeah, we've been respecting you as independent content creators. You can do what you want. We'll treat you as adults. Maybe we shouldn't have been treating you as adults.
She could say so much, and it would make her a little bit uncomfortable, right? It's not comfortable. She'll get a little bit of shit.
Yeah, just for
But
saying
that would be
which
commendable.
Which
That-
kind of, and
Bro. You don't say she'll get a little uncomfortable. You're gonna hurt a little. What is she, a little baby? What are you, the doctor, man? You can't talk to people like that, bro.
by the way, it kind of speaks for itself that saying, hey, their house is clean, they're, they're actually good people, like that's going to get you shit. That kind of says it all, doesn't it?
There isn't a single person that I respect who would give a fuck if I publicly said that Ethan and Hila are great with their kids, Ethan and Hila didn't kill their dog, and Ethan and Hila wipe their asses or don't have giardia or whatever the prompt is. No one would care. The only person who would care is me, because I'm like, why did I tweet this out? I'm not your fucking lapdog. That's why I'm not tweeting it out. I'm not saying it to my audience because I don't give a fuck. It's not my business.
That's, in my opinion, doing something that's
Yes, it
difficult
does.
and standing by your principles. That's the whole point. That's what makes standing by your principles admirable, is that it's not always easy.
Why are you saying that I'm not standing up for my principles when you don't even know what they are?
Yeah.
I get, like, we're a little bit past directly naming me, so we might have gone off on a tangent. If you maybe accepted the phone call and we talked about it, you could have asked me, hey, what are your principles?
Wait, what? A frickin' private talk was denied that deep. Oh, shoot.
I can tell you the way I've been behaving is exactly in line with my principles. Now we're going to talk about the BDS list. We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like
Wait,
as
what?
bad as it gets. If you're
Befriend, discuss. What the hell is this? BDS list. Befriend, discuss social media. This is a thing, man.
We're going to start off with Frogan because obviously this is like as bad as it gets. If you're following Frogan, that can only mean that you're anti-Ethan. Oh, this is not a good start. Love of the H3 podcast. You are following Frogan, so that means that you are anti-Ethan. Sam, Morg Pie, friend of the show. Pokimane, comment etiquette. Oh shit.
Okay, so there's probably some nuance to this, but he's using his point against him.
One tier below them are the creators who associate with them. They're essentially endorsing all of their statements. You got me, you got Anissa.
Okay. He's being sarcastic.
I think Hassan's in there. You'd think that Hassan would be on the top of the BDS list, but
that ain't the same dude. What the frick? That looks like someone. That's Hassan?
You have this other tier of creators.
Either follow me, either associated with them. I'm anti-Ethan. Nah, I think I'm one removed. I'm safe, bro.
Ethan really doesn't want to bring your attention to these ones because it's kind of unpopular, you know? A lot of them are famous.
The frick? That's Theo one? That man attractive. That's crazy.
Bill Burr came on. It was like the worst fucking show. It was just horrible. That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr, ruined my life.
But isn't Bill Burr incredible? I don't know much about Bill Burr, but I feel like this man grounded. And I think Bill Burr has some podcast, and he's complaining about stuff for, like, the casual people. Like, not about what rich people are going through, but the actual everyday people. So he's, like, very grounded, is the sense I get from him. So if Bill Burr don't like y'all when he came on the podcast, that's kind of interesting.
That was like my lowest moment on podcast history. We could talk about Bill Burr, ruined my life. Bill Burr made Ethan go on Lexapro. I was prescribed it and it was in my bedside. And then it was the Bill Burr episode.
Off the rails? Oh, okay, bro. I don't know any of these, man. Well, he has H3, Off the Rails, Frenemies, Leftovers. Let me start a podcast. Let me get this money, bro.
Rhett and Link, conveniently, are also in this category of popular and powerful men who Ethan does not want to burn bridges with. Although, he's sniffing. He's sniffing around.
No.
This guy, Matt Lieb, he works for Good Mythical Morning. Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, who apparently is a producer for Good Mythical Morning. Well, this guy works for Good Mythical Morning, acting like he's wholesome, and he's bringing on somebody that wants to kill my wife, or in a video game. And I think he should be.
Oh, no, bro. Oh, no.
Frankly.
Yo, oh my gosh! The whole world just got freaking gloomy and rainy to match my emotion. I don't think you can see it. You can't see it here. The skies are freaking dark.
He is fired. He's pathetic. And he interviewed basically a terrorist.
I think Ethan only respects power right now, which is one of the reasons I made this video in the first place, is because he thinks I'm weak, and I want him to know that we're not going to be bullied. You're being a piece of shit, and we're going to call you out.
So here's the button.
Bro,
you've got
this is like the craziest thing, bro. People bully what's weaker and stupider than them. So if you're kind, you're quite stupid in people's eyes. They're able to walk over you. You do favors for them. It's a universal, ultimate, natural outcome that always happens. People will bully you. You'll be able to notice if you close your eyes and think. I'm not saying you have to freaking always be standing up, but don't just sit there and take it. At least for the sake of your happiness. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit there and take it because you're like, bro, I need these people to be happy and all that. But ultimately, if things go down the path, you could be the one that once a freaking screw gets loose, you're gonna go crazy on everyone. Or you're gonna freaking continue getting bullied until you're nothing. You know?
So here's the button. You've got a video and you've got an audio. We're hitting both.